Hey friends, Dean Holtz here. Just want to do a quick little video about how the 2025 Toyota Crown Signia does in the snow. I've been waiting for some decent snow and we have some, and I found a place where it hasn't been plowed. So I'm going to show the measurement of it and then I'm going to get in the car and we'll see how it works. Let's turn the camera around. Okay, this is in a community called Port Lambton, and you can see here decently deep snow here. So this snow, if I measure it, I'm gonna have to go to where it's a little soft. You can see here that up to this measurement here, we're about a foot, but this is on top of packed snow, so I would say this snow is over a foot. Now, the snow down there is different depths, but I would say on average, it's a good 12 inches. Now, why that's important is because the underside of this vehicle is rated at a ground clearance of 6.7 inches, which is low for a mid-size SUV, but it makes sense, especially considering this SUV is 2 inches lower than most of its competitors. But looking at the underside of this vehicle, you can see there's a ridge there that's about in the center, about a third of the way through. That is I think it's covering and protecting the hybrid system, is what I'm going to assume. That's at the 6.7 inches, and the rest of it is closer to about 9 inches. I actually wish that with car manufacturers, what they would do is they would measure a snow clearance, because sometimes with a lot of vehicles, it's just a small item, like for example with my 2018 F-150, it's just the rear differential, which is the lowest part. So that vehicle can pull through the snow with one small part that's dragging through it. But in this case, this vehicle has about a third of it at that, right in the center, which means you could get bogged down. So we're going to go through this. Now, having said that, I've got this in all-wheel drive and I've got the power distribution on there, and I do have a Nokian Hakkapeliitta R5s, which is their SUV version of their winter tires, which are awesome. I am going to take the traction control off because that is just the best thing to do when you're doing this. I'm going to have to give it a little bit of gas to go through this, but let's give it a go. Okay, so a little momentum and no problem. I just plowed through 12 inches of snow there. Now I'm going to go through, and I'm going to actually try to go through some stuff where here I am going slower. 12 inches, almost 12 inches of snow here. Vehicle is fine. Again, I'm going to go here. I'm going to try to get the right side on where this is definitely plowing through some heavier stuff, and you can see, okay, so we got her a little stuck there, so we'll just back it up. All right, and we'll go forward a little bit and get some momentum and get her going. Okay, get her going, come on now. Okay, and we're gonna back up a little bit. The big thing is to keep momentum, but what I'm trying to show, the problem here we go. It's using all four wheels. There we go. That was through some seriously deep snow. That was at least 12 inches. Here I'm going through uncut 12 inches of snow easily, no problem. You keep your momentum up and no issues. So I would say, even though this vehicle is rated for, we'll say 6.7 inches of ground clearance, which is true, That's what it is. It can definitely plow through 12 inches of snow. Look at this. This is what I'm going through here. Easily 12 inches of snow, no problem. And even here, I'm going to stop in the middle of 12 inches of snow, and I can get going again. That side there where I got a little stuck, the car was tilted and down off to one side, so I was easily in deeper than that. And also trying to turn, that's the other thing, is when you turn, that's a lot harder for the vehicle to do. But going through it like this is amazing. So this is a testimony to the all-wheel drive system in this vehicle. It's a testimony to, obviously, the number one thing are these winter tires. Nokian Hakkapeliittas are just awesome. That's why I get them. If you watch tire reviews, the interesting thing is that they'll review different tires, and like Continental get good reviews, Michelin, Goodyear get good reviews, Bridgestone, they all do good. The thing about Nokian is, even though they may not score the absolute highest in snow and ice traction, they actually score higher in wet and dry traction. Why does that matter? Ironically, you'd say, well, winter tires, you want better traction than snow and ice. Do you? Most of the time, most communities that have winter, your roads are dry or wet more than they have snow, because your road crews clear them off, salt them. So in my humble opinion, this is the best winter tire. I've had these now on 3 vehicles, and they are awesome. And so I don't know about you guys and what kind of snow that you would drive in. For me, I would not drive on a highway that has 12 inches of snow on it. But just goes to show, even though this vehicle is 2 inches lower than its other mid-size SUV counterparts, it's half an inch less ground clearance than the Hyundai Santa Fe was to have in 2017. It's 2 inches less ground clearance than the Subaru Outback, which was the other vehicle we considered. And yet, with a good set of winter tires, I can go through a depth of snow that would be more than I would go through, certainly on the highway. Even if there was a foot of snow on the road, I wouldn't go out except to have fun. But in terms of traveling, I wouldn't bother and do that. If it's that much snow and the road crews are having trouble keeping up with it, and there's still a foot of snow on the road, they're going to be telling everybody, stay off the road anyways. So all that to say, I just wanted to show what this vehicle was capable of. And because I didn't see a lot of videos showing the Crown Signia in snow, I was a little disappointed online, especially when this car has been out for a year now, more than a year, and the 2026 model's out too. But there you can see the snow embedded in the wheels. I've got winter wheels. These are 19-inch rims with the Hakkapeliitta tires on there, and yeah, you can see. It's hard to see here, but maybe if I zoom in, you probably can't tell. Just trust me, I showed the measuring tape. The depth of this snow is easily 12 inches, and this is the spot up here that I got sort of stuck, not fully stuck, because I was able, as you saw, I was able to get out of it, rocked it back a little bit, a few times, and got out of it. But look at this rut. You can see the right side of the vehicle, because I was wanting to get the car in some fresh snow, and you see how deep that is, right? And the car was leaning on the side here to the right side, so that makes it harder. And yet it was able to do that and go through all of this and go around the bend there and go into that area there. Truly remarkable. Now, I will say, if this had been really wet, heavy snow, we've had some colder weather sitting at about -10 or even colder. So this snow is dry, which is obviously a lot easier to deal with. If this were wet, heavy snow, that would change the calculation. But so hopefully this is helpful to anybody who either has this vehicle or is maybe looking at it. At the end of the day, this thing is no slouch in the snow. Is this a true off-roader? No, wouldn't recommend that. It can do mild off-roading, but it's not a true off-roader. But it is quite capable for doing what you need in the snow. And this four-wheel drive system where it sends power to the rear via an electric motor, a dedicated electric motor, so there's no differential to send power back there. There's no mechanical connection. Even though it's only a 54 horsepower motor back there, it comes on. I've seen it on as high as 108 kilometers an hour. So I will say I am very impressed with this all-wheel drive system for the kind of driving that I do. Again, if I were wanting to do off-roading, obviously this would not be the vehicle for that. But really, for the average person who's all-wheel drive, the main reason they care to have it is for the winter. And for that, all that to say, this vehicle is great. So hope that helps. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.